Hello. As some of you may remember, last year I lost my silver pectoral cross when doing a service of deconsecration outside. It was a great loss because it was made for me by Ruth Coleman, thereby irreplaceable. Another reason for the sadness was that it was a useful teaching aid. I deliberately had it made with a hole in it. The reason for this was that Blaise Pascal, the French thinker, said that every human being has a God-shaped hole in them. The hole can only be filled by Jesus through his death on the cross. The reason this was brought to mind this week is because I'm currently having a new cross made. It won't be a replica of the previous one, but it will have a hole in it. Also, as I've looked at the designs and photographs of the cross, I've been reminded of something I was told many years ago. Daniel Cousins, who was the founder and for years led Through Faith missions, always said, "Remember to preach the cross." He didn't mean in every talk or sermon, but to remember not to set it aside. Over the years, I've always tried to remember Dan's words. In fact, in one of my parishes, someone I greatly respect said, "If I don't hear you mention the cross regularly, I'll let you know." For many people, the cross has proved a stumbling block. Back at the beginning of what came to be known as Christianity, both Jews and Romans found it offensive, for different reasons. I'm always reminded that it's a place of execution, and for many people this is difficult to understand why we use it as the main symbol of our faith. We also know that it's not always been so. In the early days, as far as we can gather, Christians used the fish, probably as a secret sign. And of course this has had a revival in recent decades. Despite this, the cross has remained central to our symbolism. It's important because it's the place of reconciliation between humanity and God, and through that, the way to healing for the whole of creation. By entering into death and defeating it, Jesus gives us the possibility of experiencing the life which was intended for us, and points to the restoration of all things when he returns again. Of course, the cross is also a place of suffering, where Jesus takes human sin and suffering into himself and takes away its power, showing us that he is suffering with us, but he's also the place where we find healing and wholeness. Without Jesus' death on the cross, there is no way back to peace with God. As I go to worship tomorrow, it's the cross upon which I shall reflect. Last week we were reminded of the Trinity, the fullness of God. This week I've recalled the death of Jesus, God come close. Thank you again for being here today. I trust that you're doing well. There is a litany again tonight at 6 o'clock if you're able to join us. But if not, God bless and stay safe.